All right. Here we are. Let's have it.
What's the Biden administration here? Do you want them to be involved in negotiations?
I'm not. No, we handle our business. You know, we're doing what we do. We've been there every day. It's a shame. As I've said, the companies didn't show up for the last 8 weeks. They wanted to wait till the last week like they always do.
Do you think the Biden administration will help or hurt your cause?
I'm not worried about the Biden administration right now. This is our job. This is our fight. This is the members. These members are out here. We're going to do what we got to do. So, you know, we're going to take care of our business. We have our demands. We've been very clear about our demands. And if the companies don't come to the pump and deliver for these members and give them their fair share of economic and social justice, we'll amp up the pressure. We'll take more plants out.
Hey, Shawn, will you take 25 or...
I'm sorry? We've been available every day, and I've instructed all three of the big three CEOs that we'll be at Solidarity House. We're not going to run all over Detroit trying to chase them down. When they're ready to meet, we'll meet. I know we're meeting with Ford in the morning first thing, and then we'll go from there.
You've provided counter proposals to all three of the big automakers. Can you tell us what you have negotiated?
So you know, this whole story of them trying to claim that we haven't been there or we haven't provided counter proposals, every time they gave us a proposal, we discussed, we walked through it, but 80% of our demands, 80% of our members' demands were left off of their proposals. They fall way short of where we need to be. And as we've told people over and over, we told these companies over and over, they've had a decade. Our members made all the sacrifices in the economic recession, like always. We pay the price. They've had a decade of excessive profits, $250 billion in profits, and our members have fallen further and further behind. We went backwards $10 an hour in the last 16 years, while the CEOs gave themselves a 40% raise in the last 4 years. And the price of vehicles went up 30% in the last 4 years. That's not because of what we do, it's not because of our wages. They're putting all this fear out there now, trying to make the public afraid that if we get economic justice, it's going to increase the price of cars. We went backwards, and these greedy corporations raised the price 30% anyway. It boils down to one thing, it's corporate greed, and it's got to stop.
At what point will you strike at more plants?
Well, that's going to be up to the companies. We'll see how they are tomorrow, and as things progress or don't progress, we'll make decisions as a board and as a union, and we'll take the next steps.
Could that be as soon as tomorrow?
It could be in a day, it could be in a week. It just depends on how things progress or don't progress.
Hey, what do you mean when you said the White House?
I'm sorry?
What did you mean when you said the White House is afraid?
I didn't say the White House is afraid. I didn't say that.
Will you come down from 35? Is there a number you'll come down to, like closer to 30, 25, anything like that?
Well, when we get to where we feel we need to be, we can take an agreement to our members, we'll do that. I mean, the thing is, this is up to the membership. They vote, okay? We can agree to anything in that room, and we've told the companies this. You can keep on trying to play games and keep trying to shortchange the workers. At the end of the day, whatever we agree to in that room really doesn't matter because the membership's going to approve it. If the membership don't approve it, we'll keep going back. It's up to them. The membership runs this union.
Sir, you have protection for your membership for when they strike. What about everyone else who's impacted across the industry, the supply chain, all of that? What's your message to them about the pain they're now feeling because you're striking?
Well, everybody else in this system is feeling the pain anyway. That's what's so funny. That now all of a sudden the media and the talking heads want to talk about the pain that a strike will cause. Bring our members up here and let them tell you about the pain they go through every day. And those workers, those workers in the economic supply chain that are suppliers, they got even worse conditions than we do. It's time we turn this thing around in this country and everybody gets their fair share. It shouldn't matter where somebody, I don't care, people talk about McDonald's workers, I don't care where somebody works. This is about who we are as a country. What do we believe as a country? Do you truly believe that $15 an hour, do you believe $8 an hour is a living wage? 8's not, 15's not. We've got to turn this country around. The billionaire class keeps taking all the loot, as Senator Sanders said so eloquently early. 3 people in this country have as much wealth as half the freaking people. That is inexcusable, and this system needs turned upside down.
Shawn, what do you make of the Ford 600 layoff?
Ford and idled by GM, 2,000 at GM, 600 at Ford.
What's that?
The Ford has just laid off 600 people, and GM announced idling of about 2,000 workers starting next week. Those individuals are not eligible for the supplemental pay from the companies, and some of
We're going to take care of our members. Are going to be taken care of no matter what happens. We'll take care of them. We have their back. They have our back. At the end of the day, here's the deal. You know, we've had to take action because the companies chose to. Because the companies chose to screw around and waste time for 7 weeks instead of taking care of their membership. They call our members, they call their workers family. They've sat there for 7 weeks, and some of these CEOs want to sit there in the media and talk now about how I wasn't at a meeting the other day. I've been there for 8 weeks. They weren't. Now all of a sudden in the last week, they want to start talking about the union's not been there or we haven't done this. That's complete bull crap. These people deserve their fair share. It's about them.
Sean, what specifically do you need from the White House to call it good faith negotiations?
Is what?
What specifically do you need from the Big Three to get back to good faith negotiations?
They need to take care of our members. I mean, that's the end of the day. I mean, how a CEO can sit there from a second multi-million-dollar mansion in Acapulco and talk to the workers and tell them we need to face economic realism. We've been facing economic realism for the last 40 years. The economic realism we're facing is that those people buy $2 and $3 and $4 million mansions and just keep on going, and everybody else suffers. They scrape to get by, paycheck to paycheck. That doesn't move an economy. You know, the talking heads can say what they want about a strike and how it affects the economy. The economy don't move when workers don't have purchasing power. You got to put money in the pockets of the people. That's what moves the economy. More billionaires is not going to move the economy.
Sean, you did say the White House is afraid in a statement today. What are you going to do when President Biden's aides get here this weekend? Are you going to be working with them?
We're just going to keep on bargaining. I'm not concerned with what the president does or who he assigns here. We're going to bargain. That's our job, is to bargain for our members, and we're just going to keep doing what we do.
Are you going to meet with them? Are you going to meet with them?
We've been in conversation. We've had conversations, you know, throughout this with White House and different people, and I mean, nothing's changed there. But at the end of the day, this is our fight.
Do you see them as advocates? Do you see the White House as advocates when those aides get here this week?
Look, I'm not going to get into a big political discussion here. This is about our members. It's about our bargaining. So, I mean, I really don't. I mean, I know a lot of people keep trying to turn this into politics. This is about our membership.
But aren't you making it about politics when you say the White House is afraid?
I didn't say the White House is afraid.
You did say that in the statement.
No.
I can read you the
Well,
statement.
you can read. I can read you what I just said.
The White House is afraid. The companies are afraid. What does that mean?
No, let me go back. Let me correct you, because here's what I said. Just to make sure we're all on the same page here.
They agree. If you're locked out, what will you do?
Are you going to allow James Sterling and Julie Sue into the building tomorrow?
I'm sorry?
Will you allow James Sterling and Julie Sue into UAW headquarters tomorrow? They're coming to Detroit.
Tomorrow we're going to be bargaining, so.
But I think they're here to help with that. Will you let them in the building?
I don't know. We'll discuss that. We'll make those decisions as we move forward. We haven't had that discussion, so I saw this on TV today, so.
Were you expecting layoffs at Ford and temporary layoffs at GM when you picked the sites you picked?
Were we expecting what?
Were you expecting layoffs from Ford and temporary layoffs from GM when you picked the sites you picked to start the targeted strikes?
Anything can happen when you strike, so you know it's a matter of and that's up to the companies. I mean, there's going to be, as plants go out, it may affect other people down the line. That's the reality of any strike. So, we plan the best we can. We've got a lot of smart people on our team that have a lot of strategy we've put into this, and we have a good way to go. We have a good system, and I think the stand-up strike is going to be very effective to get what this membership deserves.
One more question, everyone.
I could almost half of the workers on strike today are Toledo Jeep, one plant, and Stellantis had a statement out last night that seemed particularly menacing, talking about contingency footing for the whole company. Is the gap wider at Stellantis than it is for Toledo?
No, actually, the gap's wide everywhere right now. There is no lead company right now. There's no company ahead of the others. It's pretty obvious the three of them are colluding together on some issues because we get fed one thing from one, and then magically it shows up at the other two. So it's obvious, they're doing what they do best, and that's fine. And I do want to correct that statement, because my statement was this. You know who's scared? The corporate media is scared, the billionaire class is scared, and the big three is scared. That's what I said. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Take care of your workers.
What's that?
When you say you're going to take care of your workers who've been idled and laid off, can you be specific? Strike pay. How are you going to take care of them?
If we have to go that route, we will. Yes. you know, it just depends on the scenarios, how people get put out. There's some people qualify for unemployment, some don't. It depends on the circumstance. Every circumstance, every state is different how they handle things. So, you know, we'll look at that and analyze it, and then we'll move as we have to.
Shawn,
Confident that you still get a good deal.
What makes me confident I'll get a good deal? Because these people are fed up and they're tired of taking it. We're not going to stop until we do.
Shawn, your grandfather started in Chrysler in 1937.
Yep.
The last time there's a new era for the union. What's it like for you to now be seeing this new chapter for the union? I mean, you guys made history.
It's a great honor. I mean, it's getting back to our roots. You know, I mean, obviously the union's a lot different than it was back then. This country's a lot different than it was back then. The auto industry's a lot different than it was back then. But you know, it's you know, I'm not going to lie to anybody. I mean, when I walk in the door, a lot of times when I walk into meetings, I think of all my grandparents. All four of them at one time worked in the Big Three. Three of them retired from the Big Three. So it's, you know, it's an honor, and you know, a lot of what I do is leaning on the things they taught me growing up, and that I learned from that generation growing up. And we've got to get back to that path. You know, they lived the American dream, and that's what's been dead in this country for a long time. The middle class keeps shrinking. The wealthy class keeps growing, and that's what our fight's about. It's about economic justice for the entire working class. It's about getting back to a country where we have an American dream, because right now that American dream has been dead.
Sir, if
Thank you all.
if you're
I'm good.
locked out, how will you